Everybody, welcome back to Cids Modern Life Season 3, Episode 86 with me, Cid, and last episode I did some fairly major landscaping. This cliff face and all of its things did not exist before. This was all a valley. In fact, the valley's still there, but we can go in and have a look at it. But this was all custom bespoke terrain put in here specifically for the purpose of making this just look better. There's no magic thing behind it. This just it's supposed to make it look better. I for the most part, think it does. What is underneath my always? I don't know. I mean, we've got the chaos slimes there. They're here for another little return journey, but other than that, not much else. Now, the only thing I didn't do, right, what's going on there? I definitely saw. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have a look in a moment. The only thing left is this area on this side of the little river that I put in with the waterfall, and that fish is very lucky fish. We've got Dobbin here, and Dobbin is our first horse from early on in the season, and Dobbin really needs a little bit more TLC. So let's sort Dobbin out with a little bit more TLC. I left this area on the top here specifically for this reason. So I brought a few supplies, nothing overly exciting, and my thoughts were to build him a little barn-like structure, about there, perhaps 1, 2, 3, to there, and then to there. Doesn't need to be a big old structure, and then what we'll do is we're going to put a fence around and give him his own little area to live in. We'll make it 3 high. Again, nothing overly fancy here. This is just to hammer in some of this, and I thought this log palisade might be interesting, except for these. This is where it falls over when there's blocks in the way. But it's kind of a nice. I think that can go actually. Boop. Get rid of that one as well. That should. We'll probably have to lose that one as well. Right, there we go. So those aren't particularly difficult to make. They're only, you get 6 for 2 logs, so nice and cheap. And we can even do that, I think, and make it a nice, cozy little place. We've got all that going on. So let me grab. Yes, that should be enough. If it's not, we can always make more. And we can just box this little stable in. And then worry about putting a little roof on it. So this is just basic stuff, and this episode is probably going to be mainly focused around doing this kind of basic maintenance. Now get rid of you. If we grab that, I don't know whether this will work or not. So let's see. Yeah. Maybe we take out those. Oh, not that one. Getting carried away. let's put that one back. And we can take and perhaps go and take this approach. I haven't got a solid design in my head, by the way. I'm kind of winging this one. But I did think that these would make interesting structures. The only problem with that is that doesn't work then, does it? Oh, hang on. How's about we do something along these lines? Take that lot out. Throw that lot in there for now, and we'll grab this slate roof tile, and we're going to definitely come out like so. Now, whether I want to bring it over the edge is debatable. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's start off with just getting a peaked roof on the thing. Oops. And there. A little bit of that there, then do the same again. Yeah, I think this will work. Not so sure about the middle bit yet, but we'll cross that bridge in a moment. What we need to do is do that over there. So you've got that weird little gap there, but that's fine because you might have like an air intake or a breeze going through, so we can work with that. Now, is there any mileage in bringing it down? Because that horse is going to be able to climb those, so we'll leave that as is. Maybe brought a little bit too much. Entirely possible, but whack a torch there and there for a bit of illumination, and we're going to grab a little bit of this and come maybe. Now that doesn't join to leaf block, so we can be okay. Okay, that's not going to work, clearly. Now from this side, more. And we need to decide where I'm going to put the gate. I'll probably put the gate in maybe there. We'd hardly ever use it, and to be honest, at this stage in the game, we'll hardly ever use a horse, so you know, it's kind of doubly pointless, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy it and celebrate the many episodes of service that horse has given us whilst being stuck on top of that hill there. Alright, a little bit of that. I'll grab some of you. I probably should have brought some coarse dirt. That wouldn't have been a bad idea. We'll just get a little bit of that down, maybe even through. Oh no, we won't do that because that will look stupid. Definitely need a little coarse dirt, I think. So let me just go and grab that. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we got that. That's all lit. Now I have got the lighting illuminated showing different areas where we need to put attention as well. But first things first, let's get Dobbin in his new home. Because he can wander around here and just, you know, enjoy his horsey goodness. Now, I know technically he should take his tack off and everything, but yeah, I'm not that realistic. However, on the subject of realism, oh, you like your new stable, do you? Couple of feed troughs for him, and that should keep us, I think, largely happy. We've lit the area around the place. Now, there's a few areas where we do need to improve our lighting, and I have brought a few options. So, for example, we can hang some torches, so we have visible lighting hung from some of the trees. Don't want to go too mad with the visible lighting hung from the trees, but I don't see a problem with having the odd one hung. Oh, they don't work, so you can't do that. I suppose I could drop a little from this one. Again, it's not going to do much, but it will help a little bit. And then we'll do some hidden lighting around here, and I'll grab some bone meal and stuff. The other places I did think we could even, again, we don't need it over here, but we can, doesn't mean we can't hang the odd leaf from or the odd lantern from a largish tree with good overhanging branches. When you get a good overhanging branch, you should use it. So, yeah, I mean, that's not a bad plan. Not strictly necessary in these areas. These areas are well illuminated, but it will add a little je ne sais quoi. Just to prettify the area. Now, the other thing I did think is we could also hang a few from some of the cliffs. Not, again, don't go mad, but to throw a little bit of light in from these cliff faces certainly won't hurt anything. So, and it'll probably illuminate a few bits down here where we're still not lit, which we do need to sort out. So I'm just going to get a few more of these thrown in the odd choice place, and then we'll move on to getting the rest of that lighting done, exactly the same as I did last episode, so I'll do that off camera, and we'll see how we go. Back in a second. Alright, fully lit. Now, I thought I heard something shoot at me. Come on then. Too slow. Yeah, the only thing left to do over here is apply the over vigorous bone meal of doom to the area, and as far as I'm concerned, in terms of the landscaping, the top of this escarpment cliff outcrop, you can see where I've not bothered bone meal lighting up to. You know, there's a limit to how far we go. But as far as I'm concerned, that area is done. So what's next? Right. I think the next thing, the elephant in the room we need to address is this structure here, which means I'm probably going to have to chop this back one if I'm going to do this. I think because these stairs are going to have to definitely move back one if I'm going to do what I'm thinking. And we're going to start the top of the bunker going down is going to go down here. We'll chop all of this out, and we're going to take this to being 4 wide. No specific reason, just I want to do an even corridor for a change. And yeah, the actual space under here is available to do with what we will. I really haven't thought of anything yet. I'm still looking for suggestions, so but of course I'm recording well ahead of myself because all being well, where are we? When you're watching this will be the 15th. All being well, in a little over a week I should be going to Egypt for 10 days. All being well. I'm not going to count any chickens, and certainly not at the point of recording. So what do I want to do for this area? Let us have a look. Let's start off with some concrete. We'll take all of that. And we'll also take all of the mapper base. Concrete. And we'll also take all of those. I think that works. So that's a kind of a starting point. And then I'm going to want some doors. And I want these to be industrial style doors. So at the top, I think I'm going to go for a... Well, let's start off with the steel door. And then I want one of those. Oh, apparently I already had a steel door. And then I'd actually like to get... Well, I need two more of those. One. Just I'm curious as to why I'm not seeing that. Right, and then I'm going to need a bucket. B. No. B. And let's just craft two of those with buckets. To get one, and two to get a nice rusty feel for that one. No particular solid reason. I've just got a few ideas in my head that I want to experiment with. And then we want the player sensor. No, that's the beast door sensor. 1, 2, 3. Make some more doors. Helps if you spell door. Don't suppose it'll work with those, will it? Yes. 6. That should be enough. I think that will probably start us off. Okay, so let's jump in here and let's have a quick snooze. And then we'll see what we can get to, what mischief we can get up to now. I'd also like to know, these two must have walked down off of the spawnable spots that they have. Oh, lucky. And there we go. Oh yes, of course, it's Halloween, isn't it? Well, we'll be gone by the time you watch this, but it's Halloween at the time of watching, which means we've got Halloween lollipops again. Yay. Right, let us pop that down and start off. I also want my build bag. Oh no. Where's my chopperator? All right, someone's had my chopperator. Let me go and make another one. Back in a sec. So my thoughts here are to kind of get a very simple bunker-like affair. Nothing fancy, and certainly nothing too extravagant. And what we're going to do is take you and we'll stick you on the inside, and We'll take a couple of those. Now at the top here it's cleaner, newer, and just in a general better state of repair. Do I want to take it up or not? I don't think I do. I think what we need to do is then start bringing this... No. Let's try that again. This probably needs to be... stay at that height, I think. And then... Have I done 4? Yeah, I think 4 per. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, once we've got below a certain level, I'm quite happy to that. I think, again, I just don't want anything too fancy. This is just going to be quite literally a solid concrete. Well, I'm not going to cheap out on the job though. Now, that I think actually does need to go back one, perhaps. So at like this height, and then that height. So maybe we need to bring this up a little. Let me finagle this around a bit and I shall be back with you in a second. And we have a bunker. It ain't pretty, but it serves its purpose, which is to be an element of continuity between down here and up there. We'll probably never use it because we can fly, but since when's that bothered us? Now, next thing we need is the entrance or exit down here, and I want this to appear slight. For starters, I want it to be 4 wide. So we are definitely going to be taking at least all of this out. And potentially, or well, not potentially, we are going to take all of this out. I actually, sometimes, flying is better, because when you've got a really stupidly fast pick, actually having a pick that then doesn't just go through everything gives you a little bit more control. And strangely enough, that can actually be beneficial. Let's drop that off temporarily, and we're going to grab some of this. I think we'll take a chunk of it and turn you into that, and we're going to come to, well, I suppose we kind of have to come to like there on this one and there on this one, because it's the only way it actually makes sense. Drop that down a little bit just to make that tidier, and bring you up like so. And then we'll tidy all of this in a moment, but the idea is at this side I want it to appear old and decrepit, maybe even coming in a little bit like that. And if I get a few slabs of this, right, this is going to be interesting. Actually, what I'll talk about, it's going to be easy. We shall go there, like so. We've got 1, 2, 3. It'll be easy, he says, and then completely misses what he's aiming for. Do I want to bring this? I think I do, actually. Awkward. How do I tie this in neatly? I mean, that's the obvious way, isn't it? And then we just bring those 3. Should we put that away? Don't leave cheap out, leave spaces. Yeah, we're starting to get a feel for what I want there. And then at this point, we're going to come in with our walls, and that we definitely need floor. So again, we'll just get this in for now. And I'm not so worried about the interior. I'm actually more concerned about the exterior. There we go. Nice rusty old tunnel entrance down there. We do need to weather it, throw some bits and pieces in, but yeah, let me get that sorted out and I shall be right back. Okay, making some sense out of this space here. And this is an awkward one. Not specifically for what it is, but specifically for what it isn't. And that is, it really is not friendly towards doing much. You know, you can't easily walk around the edge. And certain bits are just harder to work than others. So my thoughts were, how about having like a boardwalk along here, coming out as far as the end here and maybe out into maybe a small dock area, and we could also take it the other way. I mean, I'm not set on that yet. I may take it in and just kind of pinch it in here, but we could take it all the way around to here and then just leave. Hello. How many of you are they, and where's the fellow with your banner? Okay. Dead. 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 I'm going to see whether we can go far enough away and get that one to despawn. I really don't want to have to faff around getting milk and all the other rigmarole that comes with it. At least that's one of the benefits of flying. We can do that. I also do need to do something with this turtle breeding area at some point and just clear that up. But with a bit of luck, he's gone. He has. Good, good, good. Yes, I could bring it as far there. Now, I'm going to kind of use several bits and pieces for this, but the first thing I think we're going to use is I've got these spruce and dark oak palisades. So if I come down here and take a dark oak, now this is where it becomes a bit awkward because they really don't join up nicely, but you get that kind of nice effective what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I suppose you get a feel, and it doesn't join up, but yeah, we live. So armed with that, we've got a mixture of things we can do. Obviously we can put down trapdoors. We can put trapdoors down low, or we can put them up high. There's a mixture, but I'd like to keep this all kind of flat if we can. So you've got trapdoors, we've got slabs, we've got strip logs, we've got all of these options available to us. Now, what would make it a lot easier for me is to be able to maybe come out. Now if I kind of decide that we're going to be that far off, so maybe like that. And then we work from underneath, basically, for the majority of them, because I'm going to use a lot of panels again. I'm probably going to need to make a new saw, actually, as well. And essentially, every now and again, we're going to pop into the water, pop down a palisade, come up like that, not like that, and then throw a spruce one on top. And obviously it's joining up there at the moment, but it won't do once we're done. Let me do a little bit of wiggle work around underneath here, and I shall be back with you in a second. Okay, first pass done. Randomized boards. Some of these don't look very randomized, but when you go underneath, the actual patterns are slightly different. Now, in terms of further things to do, I'm going to need some of you. Definitely want you. Definitely want those. So that gives us a little bit more. We've got a few more texture options, basically. So I've got these dark oak covers. I'm not going to use all 52. I think that might be a little bit too much. But I think the odd one, if we were to, I don't know, come here. This is going to be awkward. What we're going to have to do, because I'm going to replace, for the most part, covers, I might do the odd trapdoor, which will be a lot easier. We kind of have to wheedle our way underneath. And that will break things up nicely. I might take you out, for example, and I've got a few of these iron grates which we can throw in just for good measure. That's a slab. So, for example, like there. And just generally mix this up a little bit. So, wherever possible, we'll again, not going to use all of them because I think it will be too much. But the odd one here or there, probably not. Don't know where that went. There. So just break that up, and then we'll take the rest, some of these. I'm going to have, I think we'll take that one out. And there's a reason why I'm going to take some of the trapdoors out, because, well, for one, the trapdoors are a damn sight easier to place. And again, I have a few positions where I think these will work well. So a quick run around like that to get those, and then the other thing we can do is place the odd one in to get a little bit of three-dimensionality. That's not right though. And just again give a bit of texture. Tiny amount. We'll do the same with the covers, and ultimately that'll be the next pass. The last thing we'll do, and I need to eat some lasagna on this pass, is place some lanterns on these palisade tops. I use a palisade because they're waterloggable, and that makes a difference, obviously. But we can pop those down. That'll give us a couple of benefits. One, it'll light up the majority of this side of it, and 2, well, it just adds a certain something. Right, to get that done. Back in a second. Alright, final bits and pieces. We've got, well, I've got a whole lot of barrels. Let me get rid of that and that, all of those and that. The rest, yeah, we'll keep that. Oh, and that can go. So these are all potential keeps, but we've got barrels, I've got crates, I've got more crates, I've got another crate, I've got crates of carrots, crates of apples, crates of potatoes, crates of beetroots, and some dark oak crates. Oh, and some braziers. First things first, let's check the... So if we were to place a few of these braziers around the, in quotes, dock sides, and you know, I realise you probably wouldn't want these near such, yeah, wood and everything, but that's, you know, I'm not going to worry about the logic of certain things. We can just pop a few of these around and get some visible lighting. Because I'm all, wherever possible, if I can come up with a reason for good visible lighting, you know, I'm more than happy to go with good visible lighting. Now there's a stupid question, can I? You can't, damn you. Damn you, damn you, damn you. I want a place. I need to get some hidden lighting back here then for this bit, but that's fine. We know we've got hidden lighting up here to go with. Now, one thing we could do in certain places, this bit doesn't really work, but if we were to come back here, for example, there's nothing to stop me placing a sea lantern down there. Now the question, that isn't transparent. The big question is, so these are crayfishers. Oh man, crates, and they don't want to break for nothing. We know, I don't fairly certain Minecraft barrels aren't we? Those would show through any. No, none of those are transparent. Well, that's fine. Because what is transparent? There's nothing to say that we can't have the odd bit like that. The other thing we can do is a lot more so it doesn't stand out, is, for example, we can place those down and that works absolutely fine, and if we throw the odd piece of this around, in fact maybe even have the odd bit on the actual decking, they won't look out of place. So that's another pass we can do. And then the final thing is to put some cargo piles up and around the place. So things like, you know, we can go, it's a crate, apples there, maybe a potato. I mean, yeah, I concede that these are probably not the smuggling goods of a master villain, aka the volcano lair. What am I saying? I'm holding the world's potato and apple stocks to hostage. Honest. And again, just come back in here, get one of them, throw that down, put that in, and now that's all nicely lit. So let me continue around the place, just get a little bit of character put in, get the lighting sorted, and including up here if I can. That's going to be more challenging. I have an idea. I do have an idea of how to do it. So yeah, we'll try that. I'll be back in a moment. I think we've got just about every spawnable spot that I could see up this hillside except that one. So, you know, oh, and these of course. However, there is a simple solution to that. There you go. Always a simple solution to things. I do want to drop off the majority of these panels and stuff now, and sand and things. I may keep that one, however, because we can just throw a little bit of that around as well, just for good measure. Now I've got materials down here, I've got some stuff over here. What I've not done is anything down this end. I've been concentrating on the lighting, so down this end we can really go to town. And you know, just get, I don't think I need you or you anymore, but we can definitely throw an apple crate in, spuds, like so, apples, carrots, maybe, because we're kind of a bit sparse down here as well, so maybe just a little bit in this area as well. And that'll go there. We can throw in the odd, I can't throw a barrel there of course, but that doesn't matter. What else have I got? I've got one of these wooden barrels from Immersive, so we'll throw that down because it was just a spare anyway. There's a crate. Let's go and take some of these back up here and scatter those in amongst. Maybe even a little bit over, maybe not that close to the fire, that would seem. Whilst I'm not that desperate. Come on, one of these is, oh, it's a crayfish one, of course it's not going to break easily. Oops. Let's try that again. So again, we can throw a little bit of that down. Throwing a little bit of these around the place. And just generally make it look like a living, working dock, I suppose. A few chests wouldn't go amiss. Maybe even up there. Chests are handy because they don't completely block the thing. And I think that kind of finishes this area off. Everything is lit. We've got a nice boardwalk area. Now obviously there's nothing inside the mountain, but as I have nothing planned to go inside there, I'm actually not that concerned. We've got, you know, what's the word I'm looking for here? I suppose we've got a rationale for why I think I really do need a new saw, and we can pick that up. But I think if we go, again, this is not the way that I would expect to use this. This is the way I'd expect people who can't fly to use it. But if we come up from the top here, we have got a definite finished article down there, I think. So on that note, I think we're going to call this episode an episode. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. And bye for now.